The Galactic Council had always maintained one absolute rule: never approach a Varkesh mother with her young. The apex predators of Theta 9 stood 12 feet tall, possessed razor-sharp claws that could slice through reinforced steel, and had never been successfully captured alive. Their hunting grounds were marked with warning beacons visible from orbit. Julian had explained this to Claire 3 times during their xenobiology survey mission. I know, Claire had said, adjusting her scanner. Stay away from the big scary space bears. Got it. But the universe had a way of making fools of the prepared. The distress call came through their shuttle's comm system at 0400 hours, a series of high-pitched whimpers that Claire's translation matrix identified as juvenile Varkesh. Julian was running diagnostics on their landing gear when Claire bolted from her seat. "Claire, wait!" She was already out the airlock. Julian cursed in 3 languages and grabbed the emergency medical kit before following her into Theta 9's Crimson Dawn. The distress calls led them through a forest of crystalline trees that hummed with bioluminescent energy. Claire moved with the singular focus of someone who'd made a decision that couldn't be unmade. They found the cubs trapped in a ravine, their mother nowhere in sight. 3 of them, no bigger than earth wolves, their silvery fur matted with mud. A rock slide had sealed the ravine's exit, and the cubs were crying out in panic. "We can't just leave them," Claire said, already calculating the climb down. "The mother could return any second," Julian warned, but he was already tying rappelling line to a nearby tree. "We have maybe 10 minutes. They had 5. Claire reached the cubs first, her hands gentle despite their frightened hissing. She spoke in soft tones, using the calming frequencies from her research. The cubs responded, their cries quieting as she checked them for injuries. Julian was hauling the second cub up when the forest fell silent. The Varkesh mother emerged from the tree line like an avalanche given form and fury. 300 kilograms of apex predator, her eyes fixed on the humans near her offspring. Her roar shattered 2 of Julian's recording devices and made the ground tremble. "Julian, get the cubs out!" Claire shouted, positioning herself between the mother and the ravine. "Claire, no!" "That's an order. Lieutenant?" Julian had served with Claire long enough to know that tone. He grabbed the 3rd cub and ran, even as every instinct screamed at him to stay. He heard the Varkesh charge, heard Claire's defiant yell, heard the sickening impact of claw on flesh. He secured the cubs in the shuttle and turned back, emergency plasma rifle in hand. The regulations stated that sentient life took priority, but regulations had never accounted for Claire. He found her 30 meters from the ravine, still standing. The Varkesh circled her, confused. Prey didn't stand after the first strike. Prey didn't bleed from a dozen gashes and continue to face a predator. Prey didn't roar back, but Claire did. She had no weapons, no armor, just human stubbornness, and a species that had climbed from Earth's savage history by refusing to die quietly. When the Varkesh lunged again, Claire moved, not away, but toward inside the creature's reach where its claws had less leverage. Julian watched in horror and awe as Claire wrapped her arms around the Varkesh's neck, using her own body weight to drag the predator off balance. The creature thrashed, but Claire held on, her voice hoarse as she spoke in the calming frequencies, her blood mixing with the beast's fur. "Your babies are safe," Claire whispered in the Varkesh's ear, in standard and in the creature's own language. "Your babies are safe." The Varkesh stilled. Julian approached slowly, the rifle lowered. The mother's intelligent eyes moved from Claire to the shuttle, where her cub's calls could be heard. Understanding dawned in that alien gaze. Not attack, but rescue. Not enemy, but something else. Claire released her grip and collapsed. The Varkesh didn't attack again. Instead, she made a sound Julian's translator labeled as gratitude, confusion, respect, and retreated to her cubs, gathering them with gentle nudges before disappearing into the forest. Julian caught Claire before she hit the ground. The medbay on the orbital station needed 6 hours to stabilize her. 207 stitches across her arms, torso, and back. 3 cracked ribs. A concussion. The doctor, a centaurian with 8 eyes, had never seen anything like it. She fought a Varkesh, he said, mandibles clicking in disbelief. With her hands. She saved 3 cubs, Julian corrected, sitting beside Claire's recovery pod. When she woke, the first thing Claire asked was, "The babies?" "Safe, with their mother." Claire smiled through the pain medication. Good. The footage from Julian's body camera went viral across the galactic network within a day. Species that had mastered space travel for millennia watched in stunned silence as a human, frail, soft-skinned, without fang or claw, faced down one of the galaxy's most feared predators and survived through sheer determination. The Galactic Council convened an emergency session. Ambassador Threll 9 spoke for many when she said, "We've spent decades studying human military capabilities, their weapons, their strategies, but we never understood the weapon they carry inside themselves." "What weapon is that?" asked the Vryn representative. "The refusal to accept the impossible." 3 weeks later, when Claire was cleared for duty, she found a package waiting in her quarters. Inside was a Varkesh claw, polished and mounted, a gift from the mother, delivered through the Rangers' Xenobiological Exchange Program. Attached was a translation. "You have the heart of a hunter. You have the soul of a protector. The galaxy needs more humans like you." Julian found her holding the claw, tears streaming down her face. "You know you're completely insane, right?" he said. Claire laughed. "Yeah, but the cubs are safe." "The cubs are safe," Julian agreed, and wondered, not for the first time, what humanity would accomplish once the galaxy truly understood what they were capable of. The answer, he suspected, would terrify and inspire in equal measure. End.